In a world of myth and prophecy, a wandering tribe was guided by their god to a promised land. They found it where an eagle perched on a cactus, devouring a serpent. From this sacred sign, on an island in the middle of a lake, they would build a golden empire on Waterland, rule it with discipline, ritual, and power. This is the story of the Aztecs. Long before they were known as Aztecs, they were the Mexica, a nomadic people from a mythical northern homeland called Aztec. For over a century, they journeyed south, guided by the prophecies of their patron deity, Huitzilopochtli, the god of the sun and war. In the early 14th century, they finally settled in the Valley of Mexico, a region already teeming with established city-states. As outsiders, they were initially tributaries to more powerful neighbors, but their ambition was as fierce as their god. On a swampy island in Lake Texcoco, they founded their capital, Tenochtitlan. What began as a humble settlement of mud and reed's wood, through sheer ingenuity and will, become one of the most magnificent cities on earth. Using an intricate system of causeways and canals, they connected their island city to the mainland. They engineered aqueducts to bring fresh water from distant springs and built massive dikes to control the lake's water levels, protecting their home from floods. Tenochtitlan was a marvel of urban planning, a metropolis that seemed to rise from the water itself. Aztec society was a highly structured pyramid. At the very top was the emperor, the Huitzilopochtli, a supreme ruler seen as a near-divine figure. Below him were the nobles, priests, and high-ranking warriors who managed the empire's administration, military, and spiritual life. The vast majority of the population were commoners, farmers, artisans, and merchants. The marketplace of Tlatelolco, Tenochtitlan's sister city, was a vibrant hub of commerce, where goods from every corner of the empire were traded, from exotic feathers and precious jade to everyday necessities like food and pottery. Life revolved around the family and the community, with strict moral codes governing behavior. At the foundation of this society were the farmers who mastered a unique and brilliant agricultural technique known as chinampas. These floating gardens were artificial islands built on the shallow lakebed, creating incredibly fertile plots of land that yielded multiple harvests a year, feeding the city's massive population. War was central to the Aztec worldview. It was not just a means of conquest, but a sacred duty and an engine of their economy. The empire expanded through military campaigns, forcing conquered city-states to pay tribute in the form of goods, resources, and human captives. At the heart of this military machine were the elite warrior societies, the Jaguar and Eagle warriors. These were the bravest and most skilled soldiers, adorned in spectacular costumes that represented the powerful predators they emulated. Training for war began in childhood. Every boy was taught discipline, combat skills, and the importance of bravery. Their primary weapon was the macuahuitl, a wooden club embedded with razor-sharp obsidian blades capable of inflicting horrific wounds. For the Aztec warrior, to die in battle was the highest honor, a guaranteed path to a glorious afterlife in the service of the sun god. Religion permeated every aspect of Aztec life. Their pantheon was complex, featuring hundreds of gods and goddesses who governed the natural world and human existence. Among the most important were Huitzilopochtli, the fierce sun and war god who guided the Mexica on their migration; Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, god of wisdom, creation, and the wind; and Tlaloc, the powerful god of rain and fertility, whose favor was crucial for the harvests. The Aztecs believed the universe was in a constant, precarious balance. They saw their gods as powerful but demanding beings who required nourishment to sustain the cosmos. This belief led to the practice of human sacrifice. While unsettling to modern sensibilities for the Aztecs, it was a profound spiritual necessity. They believed that the blood of sacrificial victims was a sacred offering, a debt paid to the gods to ensure the sun would rise each day, the rains would come, and the world would not descend into chaos. These rituals, performed by priests atop towering pyramid temples, were meticulously planned public ceremonies, integral to their understanding of life, death, and cosmic order. Beyond their spiritual and military prowess, the Aztecs were brilliant scientists and engineers. Their understanding of astronomy was remarkably advanced. They developed two intricate calendars that worked in tandem. One, a 365-day solar calendar, governed the agricultural cycle. The other, a 265-day ritual calendar, was used for divination and scheduling religious ceremonies. Together, They formed a 52-year cycle, at the end of which the Aztecs believed the world was at risk of ending, a time marked by great fear and elaborate new fire ceremonies to ensure the continuation of the universe. This mathematical precision was also applied to their architecture and city planning. The Great Templo Mayor in Tenochtitlan was not just a religious center, but an astronomical observatory, aligned with the movements of the sun and stars. Their engineering extended to the aqueducts that supplied their city and the sophisticated chinampas that fed its people, demonstrating a deep harmony between their civilization and the natural environment they reshaped. In 1519, their world was turned upside down. Spanish conquistadors, led by Hernan Cortes, landed on the coast of Mexico. They were drawn by tales of a city of gold. The Aztec Emperor Moctezuma II initially greeted the newcomers with caution and curiosity, perhaps even believing Cortes could be the returning god Quetzalcoatl. But diplomacy soon gave way to conflict. The Spanish possessed superior military technologists, swords, armor, crossbows, and firearms. Yet their small numbers would have been no match for the vast Aztec armies. Cortes' greatest advantage was political. He skillfully exploited the resentments of rival city-states that had long suffered under Aztec rule, forging powerful alliances with indigenous peoples who were eager to overthrow their overlords. But the most devastating weapon the Spanish brought was one they could not see: disease, smallpox, to which the native population had no immunity, swept through the empire like wildfire, killing hundreds of thousands, including warriors, leaders, and Moctezuma's successor. It crippled the Aztec ability to resist. The fall of Tenochtitlan was a brutal and protracted siege. For months, the Spanish and their native allies blockaded the city, cutting off food and fresh water. The Aztec warriors, led by their final emperor, the heroic Cuauhtémoc, fought with ferocious courage, street by street, house by house. They defended their home with a desperation born of love for their city and a refusal to surrender their world. But against starvation, disease, and the overwhelming numbers of the combined Spanish indigenous army, their valor was not enough. In August of 1521, after months of horrific fighting, Tenochtitlan fell. The magnificent city was razed to the ground, its temples torn down, its canals filled. On its ruins, the Spanish would build a new capital, Mexico City. The Aztec Empire vanished, but its spirit still lives in every corner of Mexico. The modern nation was built upon its foundations, both literally and culturally. The Nahuatl language is still spoken by over 1 million people. Foods like chocolate, vanilla, and avocado, once staples of the Aztec diet, are now enjoyed worldwide. The iconic image of the eagle on the cactus is proudly displayed on the Mexican flag, a direct link to the empire's founding myth. The artistic traditions, the deep connection to the land, and the complex identity of modern Mexico are all interwoven with the legacy of its Aztec past. The pyramids may lie in ruin, and the Golden City may be gone. But the story of the Aztecs endures, a testament to a civilization of extraordinary ingenuity, fierce pride, and enduring cultural power. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to share, like, and subscribe to Digital Time Vault for more history in motion.